Hey guys, I'm going to be doing a review today on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dream Glow Kit. Now, I picked this up at the same time that I got all of the MAC Aaliyah items. I saw this and I went, oh, I shouldn't, but it's so sparkly. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a review, but I have some thoughts and opinions on this, so I thought I'd just sit down and share. Let's get the formalities out of the way first. This kit is approximately the same size as the Moonchild kit. It's just different size pans. But the pans in the Moon Glow kit are 4.2 ounces. That's this one. These are 4.5 ounces. They're not a lot bigger. There's just a lot more surface space with the actual package, and the pans are round, so they take up more room. They probably could have used this instead of this. All of that doesn't really matter. I just thought that I would share that information with you. Now, I did buy this just to play around with it. The reason I decided to review it is because I wanted to talk about what is supposed to make, from like a press release standpoint, what is supposed to set this apart from the other glow kits, what makes this different and unique, and kind of what I think about that. I have swatches on my arm. Let's go ahead and start just with that. I'm going to be showing you these colors from left to right in this order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't need to know the names, but it's Wish, Unicorn, Magic, Ethereal, Sunshine, and Regal. So left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are all of the shades. Now, I'm going to show you these on a black cardstock because it is really hard. And by the way, these are the swatches wet on top. Okay, now part of the thing with this palette, what's supposed to set it apart from the others, is this is intentionally lacking as much as possible a white pastel kind of a base, which is supposed to make it more flattering on a multitude of different skin tones, which is pretty cool. Now, I have some issues with this palette, and some of those issues may actually stem from that process of trying to make these more universally flattering. And before I get into that, full disclosure, I'm not necessarily a fan of the brand. There's a lot of highlighters. I don't need that many highlighters. I don't like powder highlighters typically. I use these sort of creatively on the eyes, smudged into liner, stuff like that. It was really glittery and I wanted to check it out. I also blame them for not speaking up when everybody's eyebrows went out of control and saying, no, that's not what we meant. No, don't do that. That looks weird. That being said, I think that this is a wonderful effort, and I believe that it shows that they are trying, and that's completely fine. It's okay to try and not quite get something right. It's kind of bad to just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. I like that they're actually going, oh, let's give this a shot and see how it works. This is wonderful. This is how things change. So I'm completely in support of that as a concept. I think it's wonderful. I did some swatches of this palette on black cardstock and white cardstock. Now I understand the white is going to be very hard for you to see. The reason that I did this is because it allows me to see the reflex, the duochrome, the sort of reflected quality of these as I tilt them towards the light. Because one of the issues that I have with this palette is that a lot of the colors look very similar. The other issue, I'll just get this out of the way, is there's a hell of a lot of glitter in here. This is awesome if you like a lot of glitter. If you don't even bother with this because there is just glitter packed in all of these shades. Part of the problem that I think they're running into is that the glitter particles, the reflective particles that are in here, are all kind of, well, at least a number of them seem to be similar in color, which gives the appearance of all of the shades looking the same. So on my skin, Magic, which almost looks green in the pan, and on my swatch looks peach, on my skin looks kind of like a sickly tan, but the reflective particles in it are pink. They're the same color particles that are in Unicorn and Ethereal and Sunshine. So those all end up kind of reading the same. However, even just looking at the swatches, 1, 2, 3, the only two that look different from the others are really Unicorn and Ethereal, and they both look the same. The others look very, very, very similar to one another. And I believe that that is just because they are lacking that color base to make them look like anything other than reflective. And then you throw the glitter particles in, and if the glitter particles are at all the same color, they're going to give that kind of a cast. So my thoughts on it in general, I really like the idea of this. I think it's really cool. Keep trying. They make really good highlighters. They're known for making their highlighters. They make a ton of highlighters. I don't personally like a highlighter palette because I just don't use powder highlighter that much. I think that it looks like frosted eyeshadow sitting on the skin. I don't really like it. If I'm going to use a powder highlighter, I typically put it on before my foundation, on top of my moisturizer, or if I'm wearing a powder foundation or even a liquid foundation, I might put it on the liquid foundation and then my setting powder. If I'm wearing a powder foundation, I put it on and then I put my powder foundation on. Essentially, I layer these under something else. That's how I typically use a powdered highlighter, just because it looks a little bit, I think it looks a little bit better. I did try this on myself under my powder foundation, under liquid foundation, under setting powder, on top of blah, 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 blah. And my biggest problem with it on the skin, like on the face as a face highlighter, is just all the glitter. It's just glitter everywhere. So I think I have glitter all over my hands right now. I think that they're all going to look different on different skin tones, on different people, but across the palette, they're all going to look the same on that person. And that's where I think that they are sort of failing with offering this as a gigantic palette like this. I don't think there's a need for it. It's very pretty looking. I should probably hold it this way because this is how I've been talking about them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, let me know if you picked this up or if you swatched it in the store and you have thoughts on how it looked on you. Leave that in the comments too, just for other people to read what your skin coloring is, what it looked like on you. That way there's some helpful information here too if anybody wants to scroll through and look if they're thinking about picking this up. All right. I'm done. Thank you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.